Hi, I'm Brad Sugars and welcome to the Business Basics. You know, today we're breaking down the 5 ways leverage chart, what I call the business chassis. And we're going to specifically look at lead generation. It's the 5th in our areas that we work on. Why? It's fairly costly, lead generation. It's one of the best ways to improve a business, but it's definitely not the most cost-effective of them. We look at it in cost-effective ratios and we say margins is first, conversion rate is second, average dollar sale is third, repeat business or number of transactions is fourth, and getting new leads in once we've done all of that other work is then the 5th area of the 5 ways we're going to work on. Now, breaking this down into the things that we find we do most often with the companies we coach. First and foremost, we look at direct mail. How do we actually put flyers out there? How do we get mail pieces out there, door hangers, you know, all sorts of different things that we can do to make sure that we've got generating business coming in. You know, dealing with specific databases of businesses to make sure we actually make more money is a very important aspect of building our business. Direct mail gets us directly targeted. One thing I will say though, the old days of, you know, a photocopied piece of paper sent without a personalised address in an envelope with a sticker put on the front, those days are gone. Direct mail like that doesn't work. It hasn't worked for many, many years. You need to do far more effective direct mail, something we call lumpy mail, something where you actually have a gimmick in there that actually gets results. Have a chat to one of my coaches or read my books on direct mail to make sure that you know exactly how you should be doing this to get the best results. Next, we're going to look at referrals. Look, referrals is by far one of the most untapped strategies that we find in businesses. How many referral strategies are you allowed to have? That's right, it's unlimited. But the funny thing is, if I said to you, hey, you're allowed 10 referral strategies, guess what? You probably have 10 of them in place. What if you had a referral strategy for every single month of the year? What if you had one for every week of the year? You know, how are you building referrals into your business? There's so many different ways you could do it, but so few people actually ask for the referrals. You've got to ask if you want them. Next 3 are really referrals on a more leveraged basis: host beneficiaries, piggyback mailings, or strategic alliances. Now, a host beneficiary would be, for example, well, in fact, if you want to learn more about it, go to my website, bradsfreeebooks.com. You can go on there and download it. There's 3 E's in the middle there, bradsfreeebooks.com, and download a white paper there on how to do host beneficiaries. Host beneficiaries, in essence, is where 2 businesses come together and they promote to the database of one business the other business. You know, it's very, very powerful. You can do it back to back. You can do it with many different ways. A piggyback mailing, well, what if someone was sending to their customers invoices every month and you could piggyback on those invoices and get a promotion piece out to all of those customers of their business? Very simple strategies. Newsletters that go out from chambers of commerce and so on. Strategic alliances is really working with those core group of influencers, the circle of influence people in your community that should be referring to you. Now, if they're not referring to you, it comes down to one simple thing. You don't have a relationship with them yet. So go to build the relationship. Now, it might take years, but that doesn't matter. Your business is going to be here 100 years, I hope. I hope that's your goal anyway. Next, we've got to look at directories and yellow pages. Look, advertising in major directories is of vital importance. Not just the paper ones anymore, but the online ones as well. How you advertise and the type of advertisement you put in there is going to make a major difference. Read my book, Instant Advertising, if you need to learn about this, or download my Yellow Pages white paper from that website of bradsfreeebooks.com. Next, we've got to look at all forms of advertising. Again, my book, Instant Advertising, will go into a lot of detail here, but far too often I find businesses that their advertising is extremely weak. They're not testing and measuring it. They haven't tested different offers. They haven't changed headlines. They haven't made sure, you know, all of the things that we know we should and could be doing to be building the business and generating more leads. You need to remember one simple thing, that if you're not working on this stuff, then no one's growing the business. Yeah, you might be running it, but that's keeping the status quo. You want to be growing it, not running it. So make sure you're working on this stuff, learning this stuff and working it through day in and day out in your business. Next, we've got to look at the salespeople and your telemarketers. What work are they doing to generate leads? Especially if it's the telemarketers. You know, how much lead generation are they doing? How many new prospects are they calling? These are some of the important aspects of it. PR, press releases. Look, In this internet age, press releases really are more a search engine optimization strategy. You know, they're great for people to be able to find you if they're searching for you, but they're not really going to hit people between the eyes. The days of being able to send a fax to the newspaper and they'd pick it up and come and write a story are pretty much dead. You've got to have a decent media room on your website. You've got to have a decent set of information for any journalist that wants to write about your particular industry or your particular business. Make sure you're available for interviews. But simply put, publicity is worth 10 times any advertisement in value. So make sure you're putting the energy and effort into getting more publicity, more interviews, more articles, more things about you and your business published to get real results from it. Finally, we come to the internet and the websites as a major area. Look, the web business is by far and away one of the most important areas that you can be very good at in today's business economy. Knowing how to use the interactive media such as the Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, knowing how to use these, knowing how to build a great website and follow the search engine optimization strategies, knowing how to read the Google Analytics, knowing how to do these things. Look, I know that there's a lot of things to learn to be a great business person. But the biggest fact behind it is you don't have to learn all of it. What you have to do is know enough of it so you can hire the right person to do all of this. Lead generation is a massively important part of your business. It's a massively important part. And yet I want to see you starting to use more than 2, 3, 4, 5 strategies. You know, we have over 78 strategies at Action Coach for lead generation. Let's see how many we can get into place in your business and see what it does for the growth of your company. I'm Brad Sugars, and these are the Business Basics.